And welcome to the program. This edition of Newsroom series covering Nigeria's Northeast. I am Bukola Koka. First, the day's story. Barely 2 days after a fresh round of peace talks at the presidential villa in Abuja, suspended Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Wike, and the suspended Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Martin Amewule, again appeared together in public, this time at a funeral service in Rumwe, a Precom, Wike's hometown in Obiakpo local government area. The three key political figures have been locked in a political crisis for nearly 2 years. Their appearance follows Thursday's peace meeting brokered by President Bola Tinubu, which sought to end the lingering crisis between the governor and his former political allies. Although no political statements were made at the event, the presence of the political leaders in one place has reignited hope that the crisis which resulted in the declaration of a state of emergency 3 months ago may be over. The Gombe state government says it is edging out uncontrolled development and pushing back on the proliferation of shanties by activating the Executive Order 4 of Governor Inuwa Yahaya, which benchmarks 20-kilometer radius from the state capital as urban centers fitted with all the amenities of a modern city. To ensure a well-planned city, Governor Yahaya has empowered Gombe Geographic Information Systems, GOGIS, and Gombe State Urban Planning and Development Authority to ensure strict compliance with the state's redesigned master plan. To get a city of its dream through its redesigned master plan, the Gombe state government says it is putting in the hard work of demolishing shanties that don't align with planned layouts within satellite towns. The mission of the master plan enforcement team is clearly cut out, reclaiming government layouts from the hands of land speculators and democratizing urbanization into satellite towns.
These land speculators, you cannot stop them. Why I'm saying you cannot stop them without proper provision. That is why we are trying to provide a layout which is going to control by the state government. Why we are having master plan? Master plan is a guide where it will take you from point A, point B, point C. It will take you to different land uses. You know, it will take you to residential houses, it will take you to commercial houses, it will take you to industrial houses, it will take you to residential areas.
When this administration came into office, it ordered for the redesign of Gombe Master Plan, which has been achieved. We are now at the stage of implementation of what was designed in the Master Plan. And going by the design, if all things will go according to the master plan, which means we are on the road to the promised land.
To benefit from this controlled development drive, Yamaltu Deba local government is keying into the state's Executive Order 4 by letting its satellite shanty towns pioneer the modernization initiative.
We too in Yamal Deba, we want the type of development that exists in Gombe equally to be applicable to Yamal Deba. Even maybe we need more than that will be happening in Gombe. So actually, we people in Yamal Deba, we are equally to the tax, and we're happily with this development, and actually will embrace it as a baby kid in our houses.
For the resident of Karba community within the locality, Gombe State, which has for long dreamt and yearned for beautifully planned cities for decades, this initiative is welcomed with open arms.
We have been following to the local government to make sure that it is materialized so that we can get this part of the land. We know it won't be all because the government would like to have some. We too would like to have some. So the youth will have the opportunity of building their houses as expected.
So far, several layouts have been reclaimed from the grip of land speculators as the state government is confident of stopping the spread of shanties and creating a city for the future. As part of efforts to mitigate the clashes between crop farmers and herders, the Yobe state government has adopted a holistic approach that will bring the two farmers to live harmoniously with each other. The state government, under its World Bank program, Livestock Productivity and Resilience Project, LPRES, has built several hectares of sedentary pastoralist settlements, solar-powered boreholes, animal drinking points, and development of pastures. In this report, Channels Television takes a look at the impact of the project in Yobe State and particularly its aim to help resolve conflict between farmers and herders.
The search for grazing land, encroachment of cattle routes for farming, and disputes over access to water for both human and animal consumption have been the major cause of farmers-herders conflict in Nigeria, which has been ongoing for decades. In Yobe State, northeast Nigeria, the government, working through the World Bank-sponsored Livestock Productivity and Resilience Project, has constructed pastoralist settlements in Dusua and communities in Ngelzarma, Milbia, Geidam, and Jakuksko Nazari, with solar-powered boreholes and animal drinking points.
The main drivers of conflicts, they are water and pasture. So that was why we made sure that this sedentarized pastoralist community, that we give them such incentives so as to keep them stay in one place. They will not be wandering, they will not be moving from their destination to central, to far south to seek for water and pasture.
We were able to mitigate a lot of farmer-herder conflicts in the state. As you all know, that Yobe State is blessed with a lot of livestock, and we have a lot of livestock and crop farmers. So it is very important for both of them to stay peacefully with good coexistence to improve agricultural production in the state. And we thank LPRES. You know, when they came over, there are a lot of improvements because they have done a lot of trainings and workshops on farmer-herder conflicts.
At Jakusko, the LPRES also established the Farmer Field School, where cows are bred for introduction of artificial insemination for reproduction of hybrid livestock, while the cow dungs are used as manure by crop farmers.
Farmer Field School is a place that we want to transmit the new agricultural technology, the climate-smart technologies that we want to transmit to our farmers. So what we do bring cluster by cluster. We bring them to the Farmer Field School. We'll train them on good animal husbandry practices.
The Yobe State government says it has also succeeded in upgrading veterinary clinics in Damaturu and Potuskom and established cold chain facilities in some selected locations.
Before, we don't have a structural clinic here, but with the coming of LPRES, we are very, very happy to have these structures. Now we have somewhere to keep our vaccines, which we have a cool room, which is here, where we can keep our vaccines, and we have a surgical room where we can perform our surgery, and we have a pharmacy where we can keep our drugs, and now we have a laboratory.
We are very, very grateful to LPRES activities in Yobe State. LPRES has renovated our clinic and renovated our laboratory. Zonal laboratory here in Potiskum.
Yobe, a state with the status of having one of the largest livestock markets in West Africa and 70% of its population dependent on agriculture, hopes to minimize the challenges faced by the crop and livestock farmers.
And we're going to Adamawa State now, where the Nigeria Communications Commission, NCC, has handed over a wing of its Learning, Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center in Yola to the state government to establish a digital academy. The academy has long been a plan of the state government to boost digital literacy and innovation. At the handing over of the facility in Yola, the head digital skills and services of the commission, Mrs. Hawa Wakili, said the initiative is indicative of the commission's commitment to promoting digital literacy nationwide.
Located in the quiet and serene environment of Yola South local government area of Adamawa State is the Learning, Innovation and Entrepreneurship Center of the Nigerian Communications Commission in Yola, the Adamawa State capital. The facility is equipped with classrooms, hostels, offices and other facilities for a conducive learning environment.
Where do we sit? Here?
The regulatory agency is handing over a wing of this facility to the Adamawa State government as part of efforts to improve digital economy in the state.
Give thanks to Almighty God and also thank those within the NCC and the federal government who have had the foresight, who've had the energy, who've had the entrepreneurship spirit to build this. Unfortunately, it has been not used for long. And the NCC, in their rightful approach, coupled with the vision of the governor, will sign an MOU to work with them to take over this facility to utilize for the benefit of our people and for mankind generally.
Adamawa State has recognized something fundamental, that the power of technology is not only in the devices we own, but also in the knowledge, and we must use them meaningfully. It is about ensuring that no child, no woman, no community is left behind in the digital age. Therefore, we congratulate Adamawa State on this Digital Academy initiative.
The idea of the facility is to provide the needed skills for youths in the state to improve their livelihoods and create job opportunities.
The wing we are giving to you contains of 150 classrooms, both left and right, making 300. Okay, and there's also offices upstairs for your staff, which they can use. We also have hostel consisting of 24 rooms, both up and down, actually 26 rooms.
With the approval of His Excellency, Right Honorable Ahmadu Umaru Fintri, to come up with an overarching platform called the Adamawa platform. Currently, it is hosted on the Adamawa state.gov.ng/e-Adamawa.
The handing over ceremony is followed by a guided tour of the facility. The facility comprises 160 classrooms, administrative offices, hostels, a 220-seater auditorium, a 500-capacity cafeteria, and two 2,000 kVA generator sets.
In a surprising turn of events, opposition political parties in Gombe State say they are putting up a common front to regain the strength needed to sack the ruling All Progressives Congress in 2027, beginning from the state government house to Nigeria's seat of power in Aso Rock. During a meeting held at the Emerald Hotel in Gombe, the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Mr. Jibrin Bardi, who chaired the proceedings, rallied opposition political parties and some dissatisfied members of the APC towards marshalling out a strategy to oust the ruling party, which he describes as grossly inept.
This gathering of leaders of major opposition political parties in Gombe State mirrors the activities of the coalition of opposition parties seen in recent times at the national level. The task is clearly cut out, defeating the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, at all levels. The Gombe State PDP governorship candidate in 2023, Jibrin Barde, reveals the outcome of his consultations with national opposition figures like the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Labour Party 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi, former governor of Kaduna State Nasir El-Rufai, calling on Nigerians to turn their shared pain into shared purpose and problems into opportunities, saving Nigerians from the passive grip of the APC. All participants seem to be on the same page with a shared determination to close ranks for the ouster of the APC at all levels.
We stand firmly with the national efforts of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar Waziri Adamawa, the former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, with Mr. Peter Obi Gregory, with Alhaji Nasir El-Rufai, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, and all other opposition leaders, Mr. Amechi, Arik Bisola, all of them that are there, Babishi Lowell, and the rest of them that are all in that opposition. We stand firmly with this national effort. This is not about personality. It is about purpose. It is not about ambition. It is about redeeming our country, and therefore it is about redemption.
The Gombe State PDP governorship candidate in 2023 also believes that opposition parties should look at their common travails and not at their divergent ideologies captured in individual manifestos or painted in party logos if they want to defeat the ruling APC.
If you combine the political parties together, what was their number combined together in the last general elections, both at the state level and at the national level? And therefore, the only way you can defeat this is to bring everybody together. And that is the whole purpose. And why it's not just about our personal ambition or anybody's ambition. No, not at all. It's about bringing the right kind of leadership, a purposeful leadership in the country, so that we have security, so that we have good governance, so that we have good educational system, so that we have good healthcare system, so that we will make sure that our infrastructure, road network, railway network, and power, everything is being sorted out for our people.
The opposition coalition force in Gombe State is among the first fruits pioneering state-level efforts to champion the ouster of the ruling APC, starting from Gombe State's governorship seat to the federal seats.
We are here, I think, SDP, ADC, Labour Party, and some people from the PDP, all of us were here. And all of us, we agree that we are going back to our political party and send the message to them. Because the party, it is not about the individual. But I want to assure you, we are going to do everything humanly possible to see that we send APC out of government house in Gombe.
In its ongoing consultations, the coalition opposition highlights that it is still working on the fine details that would define the direction and form it would employ to defeat the APC in 2027.
The National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, says it has arrested and prosecuted 56 suspects and seized more than 300 kilograms of cannabis and psychotropic. The state commander of the NDLEA in Yobe State, Mr. Abdulaziz Ogungboye, disclosed this at the commemoration of the United Nations Day Against Drug Abuse and Trafficking in Damaturu, the state capital. Staff of the agency, other sister agencies, including the Police Force, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, the Federal Road Safety Corps, FISC, among others, converged on the palace of the Emir of Damaturu for the commemoration of the United Nations Day Against Drug Abuse and Trafficking. And from there, the team took to the streets of Damaturu for a road walk and moved straight to the Damaturu Central Motor Park to create awareness for drivers on the dangers of using drugs while driving. Later at a press briefing, the commander, Abdulaziz Ogungboye, reveals several individuals were arrested and prosecuted in the last 1 year.
Permit me to mention significant anti-illicit narcotic efforts achieved in Yobe State between June 26 last year and today. These are the seizure of 438.734 kilograms of different illicit substances of abuse, of which 300 696 kilograms is cannabis sativa, while psychotropic substances are 137.288 kilograms. 56 suspects were successfully prosecuted and convicted. 148 drug-dependent persons were given short intervention counseling sessions and reconciled with their family relatives. Currently, we have 96 pending cases before the High Court, the Federal High Court, that we are prosecuting in court. The command has a mini treatment and rehabilitation center, which commenced activity within this period under review. A total of 9 drug dependents were admitted into the facility. Out of this number, 8 have been successfully been rehabilitated and united with their families and discharged. 1 is still undergoing rehabilitation. One of the discharged drug-dependent persons, I'm happy to say, benefited from an empowerment program set up by anonymous donor, and this drug-dependent person is already operating a business center now.
The United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, says it has supported the life-saving treatment of nearly 600,000 acutely malnourished children, as well as immunized over 1 million children with pentavalent vaccine in Nigeria's northeast. And similarly, 500,000 children have accessed formal and non-formal education, while 1,600,000 people were reached with cholera vaccine in the region. UNICEF's Chief of Maiduguri Field Office, Joseph Senesi, disclosed this during a media dialogue on journalism, ethics and child rights reporting in Damaturu, the Yobe state capital. Mr. Senesi, represented by UNICEF's Northeast Communications Specialist, Folashade Adebayo, calls on journalists to improve nutrition and child rights reporting. The Federal University Wukari is asking government at all levels to break the cycle of cancer-related ailments in humans acquired through consumption of liquids and containers. This, according to the institution, follows a research that led to the discovery that consumption of water and other substances in sachets or rubber containers contain polymeric materials which are harmful to the body. And that's our offering for you on the program today. Thank you for watching. We urge you to join us again same time next week when we'll bring you another round of editions covering different regions of the country. I am Bukola Koka. Bye for now.